Hello everybody, first month is here again. Now with a news video about this great knife. It is Hawke's Hellion Survivor 2020 Elite model made by Tops, as I spoke about it before. I hope you've seen my at home video, which speaks, I say, about these things, why I bought the knife and these things. So maybe you've seen I did some job on it. I did some work. Firstly, I strongly wanted, as I said, to remove this 90, the corner here was here also, so I used this. I used my work sharpener and with the strong or hard coarse belt, and it's gone off very fastly. I was surprised. As I mentioned it, this is my very first knife made of 5160 spring steel, and this one was really fast. In the other hand, I start work on the edge also, and it's quite harder, so maybe they didn't harden this one, I don't know exactly, but this is quite harder, so I'm working on it. But I will just do this, the main edge, and basically the bottom about somewhere here. I want to make convex here, really, for nice wood processing. As also you can see, I put something here because I mentioned also it is great to have more mass here. And it is interesting on Silent Hero. I made this one also on my Tops 0.701 0.170, sorry, machete. I made this one also on my T3 tracker also. It seems to me like the Tops is saving material, or I don't know why. They're making knives for smaller hands, and even I got smaller hands. This is still a bit small. I don't know. So let's talk about the knife. I bought the knife because I said I love the shape. Very first time I seen it, I said, oh, it's kind of ugly knife, but I like it. It is kind for me like something in between, and I will show you today. Top Silent Hero, similar length, everything. In the tracker, of course, you can't watch these corners because this is nicely rounded, this is nicely rounded. Maybe this is it, and this is nicely cornered knife. But very important for me is, if you've seen my it's bouncing back, that's the white edge. I mentioned, if you see my Top Silent Hero, that I don't want to have that fine tip, which for me, because this is made of 1095 high carbon steel, it's for me too breakable, I will say, too breakable. Here, on the other hand, the tip is very sharp, but it is like spearhead tip. I am not worried to use this one, and I'll show you here. I prepared some wood. I'll show you after a minute what this one can do for me. And of course, I like a saw like here, so it is here. So for me, this knife is like kind of combination, not really, but kind of combination of these two knives together. I got a saw, I got a strong tip, I got a chopping ability, forward moved edge, not like this one. This is like back. There's nothing wrong about that, just I like it for chopping, and even for slicing it is really working. I always, when I'm slicing here, I feel the nice like slicing here, and now it is grabbed here to the opposite angle, and everything's gone like here on the tooth here. It's same, like slicing, and then it hooks the material, and it is chop it off or slice it off or not, and you need to repeat the movement. So I show you the difference between. So I don't want to do definitely anything like this one. I prepared some wood here. I'll show you with my silky saw, Silky Pocket Boy 17, and we'll do a review for it. So I prepared the wood here. You see this part, and there is another one which should stick together like this one in the corner. And as you can see, the deepness, it is in the mid of material about. So this is not just like bark removing, where I will be not really worried, say, about the tips, so just take a bark off. This is really serious piece, where if I want to do this one, I need to do, you know, piece by piece, you know, and do the corners, or even with the axe, chopping it this way, then chopping it this way, you know, clear everything like that. Or I can do more easy way, to simply go through and just remove it, like with, I don't know what name, what is the, I think carpenter's tool. It doesn't matter. Simply, I'm not worried to do it with this one, but about this a little bit later. Firstly, we'll start with some easy work, because this is in use video. So I said this is not the original edge, and this is dried oak, so it is not fresh. Yeah, that was what I said. That was the how it grabs material. But this is absolutely nicely. Wow, guys, I can tell you how nice it works. I've tried just in my hand comparing with the Silent Hero. There is more leverage because I'm too far from the edge. I'll try this one. Yeah, I can tell you, the first feeling in this one is better because the angle. But it's, I can't describe it. How is this one was always superior slicer for me. This is. I don't know. Even this one is not removing the material that fast. I'm really surprised now because I'm comparing these knives for very first time. Actually, I got this one for the second time outside now, and now I got the plan to test it much more. But I can tell you guys, definitely for food prep, this grind will serve much more better. I don't want to do this one, you know, some bread preparing. Yeah, maybe I will do it, but we'll see. But it is not meant to be like that. But for this woodworking, I'm surprised. I feel kind of this one works more easy. Even there is not that, you know, that fine, nice edge still and everything. But I don't feel any effort. You know what? Maybe it is because the angle here. But just, you know, just holding the knife and do the job, and it is removing the material, and I don't have any tiredness. I don't feel any fatigue in my hand. That's very surprising. That's very surprising. This is from the okay. For first time, some chopping task. So after two chops always, because this is kind of axe shape as on trackers. Yes, you don't see it, but I just want to remove this one. I want to have space here. It's too wide. It's too wide, and now I feel I'm removing the material. You know, not really mass of material, but with really, I say, less effort. That's the point. This is not definitely better slicer, for example, than the Silent Hero, but I feel less fatigue. And just doing the job, and it slice. Wow. For that, how thick it is, and is this hardwood? I'm really surprised. Really surprised. Okay, let's try something. This is dried. Let's do knots here. Okay, so I screwed it up. So let's say it again. I can use the saw. I don't want it now. So I do easy way properly. It sinks nice. It sinks in very nice. This is, oh, by the way, I can do chest pulls. I tried it before, so I know it is working. After to making the better edge there. Sorry. I will be much more better. The edge is really definitely too wide, still too wide, guys. But even for that, yeah, guys, it is. This is pretty great knife for that. I'm not saying this is great because I screwed the first part. But okay, I'd like to continue there, and this is dried wood, so it is hard, of course, to make it there. The digging in this way is harder. I see that because the wideness of the blade, but since I'm starting to slicing, so the movement like this one, that's very fine, very comfortable. I said this is dry. I'll show it in this way. It's more nice. I'll do this one using the saw. I use the green stuff here. I found a way. I found the corner there, so I stick the piece of wood there, so it doesn't move like that much. Then I press it here, like down to the surface, and then there was a minimum movement around, so you can see the properly work of the saw, which is I'm in half of that, and that's really nice. So finish this one. I will do it in easy way, as I feel it. That was the really deep and strong and long notch for trapping square trigger, and this is nice. You know, the saw, when I locked it there, then it works nicely. And this one was, by the way, what I meant in my room. You see the trucker, when I do the saw movements, I need to stop it somewhere here, because it's very easy to go off of the, and then of course bring it back and then just do it this one again. Not like here. Here I got full potential to do this movement, the saw movements. I can stop here, and I definitely see the last tooth here, so I can, now I'm going back, so I can do these. And wow, guys, this knife surprised me much more, and I really like it. Well, what next? Some kindlings. As I said, this is the hardwood I split before. This is not a batoning test, this is just, I want to split that one. Very nice, very nice. So this is the position where normally I'd like to press here and just do this one, because there is the kind of sharp edge. I can't do it, so I need to use this one, which is downside for me of the knife. Just try it. So let's do something. And this is hardwood, guys. This is hardwood. This is not soft, let's say spruce wood, which will be okay, which will be better way, but to do it this one. This is it. It's slicing nice. It's slicing. I feel it, how it bites in with the fine edge. I'm doing this one. Just see that, and that was very, with minimum effort, guys. This is something I can't expect from such a knife. This is something, you know, Michael Hawke, I said his process with these, but don't take it in wrong way. First time I made it, you know, in half, you know, sometimes this looks ugly, especially on the machetes. Then, you know, I'll be kind of, it will be for controversial, and it seems to me like you know, trademarks. Yeah, these corners, that's Michael Hawke's knife. No, but on this one it really works. So Michael Hawke, great job on design on this, so that's why I want to buy the bigger version. But this is definitely something what surprised me really nicely. So kindlings on the hardwood, working nice. Okay, the strong tip. You remember I said maybe I'll remove the spike. It is still there, as you can see, so I'll try to hit something. So just for you to see the hits, how deep they are. So okay, for something, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure now. I'm not decided yet if I will remove it or not. Unlike like this one was in the first line to take it off, because that was really horrible. And the tip, as I said, I tried to do this one. Oh, yes, nice. See that? Nice. So this is something what I'm not worried to do with the knife, because the mass there and the strong tip, wow, is nice. Nothing happened with the tip. And I like, sometimes I'm doing splitting the pieces like this one. Okay, I can do it this way, but this is the way I spoke. Sometimes I like to do it in just this one, and then hit here with my own hand, and I can't do it here because the tip. So I can help to press it, but you know it doesn't work. So I'll take this one. I'm in the surface. So this is very nice, and these things I will not do with my Silent Hero. With the tracker, no worry, I can do it with this one, but not with the Silent Hero. The problem is now I'm going to the point where I will use the tip to remove this part on both these pieces. First time I like the Silent Hero as a slicer, maybe even a combat knife, but you know I'm not soldier or whatever these things. So for some bear attacks you, if that will be protecting yourself with a knife against the bear, okay, maybe this is your last line of defense, then whatever, or from walls or whatever these, maybe even human, if sometimes we never know. So okay, this one is something like that. This is nice for slicing, even as I said, is a hunting knife and as a combat knife probably, because yeah, they said this is made for how is it, poachers, counter poacher units. So they are simply like soldiers or police officers somewhere there, I think they are. So they need some multi-purpose knife. But for the other things, like a survival knife, which I'm always interested in, this is more in that way. So this is more a regular knife, even with the thickness 4.5 or 4.8 millimeters. But this one has very similar length, as you can see. But very important is, it's hard to support you here. So even with, okay, this one, the pressure there, you can put it. But if you need to do what I did now, there's really less space where to hit it, even with the thickness and wideness, and this is nicely rounded. And unfortunately, this is the same reason. This is I think I mentioned it in some of my trackers video. This is something what I really miss on the trackers. I don't understand this rounded, because the support here, even with the smashing, because you need some, like before, sometimes you simply need it. But here it is nice flat part where you, even with the spike, you can hit it into the spike, there's nothing happen. So you got nice space where to hit the knife and like hammer it into something. It will, maybe this one, something hard for whatever reason, maybe you need to hammer it in there, maybe there, then you put your rope there, high climbers rope, and you just make it a knot, and then you go out of your dangerous position, even if you left the knife there. So it likes life-saving movements. Let's say in this way, it's not some clever, because you missed the really important tool, but maybe you need it, maybe it really serves you, save your life, then okay. But I can imagine this one, but I'm not talking about the blade thickness and these things, just this one, especially if you are tired, or this is wet, or you can hit your own hand when it's sliding, which happens to me few times when I use trackers in this way. So this is the way I don't like here. So here this is working in different way. Let's go for it. I'm going exactly in the middle of that. I will not remove piece by piece. Yeah. So I'm there. I'm there. And I'm not worried about the tip. Maybe it needs to be sewed like I need to go deep by my silky saw. This is working tool. So this is it. This is it. You see, this is a really white piece of wood. There's nothing, just, you know, bark removing, as I said. For example, you need to do it with your, you know, you need to make a how to say that? You're gonna go on the water. You don't have you don't have a boat or something like that. So you put just pieces of wood, big one, I think. You stick them together with some rope or something, wine, and then just you go. I don't know how I forget the name for it. So maybe you need to make these and a really big one, not just, you know, something small. And this one really stands. You've seen that what I did with the knife. So not with this one. That's what I meant. So I like this one more as an all-purpose knife. Oh, I finished the second one. This way. So I'm not saying this is the best way how to use your knife. Did you hear the voice or the noise of the wood? So this one tells you what I did with the knife. I say abuse the knife, and I'm not worried because I see the strength and support of the tip and the thickness of the blade, and of course I'm counting with this 5160 spring steel. The spring steels mean for me it will stand some abusing of this way. So I got this one now, so I can finish. Okay, I can use the saw, you know, to finish this. Sorry. So to go deeper here if I need it, but it doesn't matter now. It's not really important. See, there is some piece of crap which I don't want it there. Sorry, you can see it now, but you see probably what you're expecting. I'm not using another tool. So this is it. So I got it off. That was the first side, and the second one, well, this one. So this is it. This is what I meant to do. This one, stick them together. I made a bigger on one side, but this one meant to be for long term. This is oak. So this one, if you, let's say you will prepare this one for your long time bed somewhere you need it, so this one will serve you enough because this is oak. As I said, this is really wood. This is not some crap. And the knife, as you can see, can stand it. Of course, it's important. I had the saw, so I did these sides for me. With this one, it will be hard, especially if I need to go through in this way. It will be really hard, especially with the grind, because it don't want to bite that much deep. But if I'll use the saw and I will have patience, okay, I can do it. And Another thing is I'm using many times, I got the saw always with me, and I got the my very handy, oh sorry, I made a sheath for myself, my Tops machete, the short one I will buy, I think in a month I will have the longer version, I will do review for it. But this is a very handy tool, and why I'm telling this one, because with the fine edge now, there's really sharp edge which I put it on it. This is really nice, guys. This is hair shaving blade. This is great tool, especially with the combination. This is strong, you know, wide and but short tool, and this is the longer machete, even chopper for these things. And that's why I'm telling it, I can go more easy when I do these sides with the notching, you know, maybe one side, say 1 centimeter, another 1 centimeter, then I take it off with this one, not with this one. This is thin. I will be worried to break this one no, I can break it down. Okay, then continue another centimeter, so I'm there in just few positions. So this is really great if I don't have the saw. If I got the saw, then it is much more easy, much more better. So this is the way, another way why I do like the knife. So as you can see, I left uncovered the hole for bow drilling. I trust the hole. I mean, it will work for that purpose, but I don't think I will use it, or maybe just for training, but not now. So it is there, sorry, or something, you know, and so it is there. And now for chopping, that's why I removed the corner here. The limbing green stuff. Now this is the wideness of the blade. I need to really hit it, because it is like kind of axe blade, so you need to have an impact. So, and this is, as you can see, is 90 degrees, so it's not so clever. So let's say do it in this way. So basically, most of time these on one chop. Most of time, I'm not saying many, because it is springing, and this edge is really wide. Even it slices great, so you need to count with it if you're thinking about knife like this one. Now something harder. About 1 inch. With a wider piece. As you can see, I finished the job by hand, but why not? That's I think properly using of that. I don't need to chop it if I don't need to chop it really. I need to have nice chop slice. Don't know why in forest. Okay, this is about, you know, 1.5 inch semi-dried oak. That's important. That's the thing. And something wider. About 2 inches, you know. So this is working nicely. I don't want to compare, or maybe I want to, but you know, with the, let's say, T3 tractor, just for you to know, this is shorter but heavier. So about inch shorter and over 1 ounce heavier. There is really difference in a chopping with the tracker and this knife. On the tracker, I'm trying to chop somewhere here, because I like to knife bite and slide. Why? Because if I go this one, then it will bounce back and it makes me tired. This one, it's just, you know, you're slicing out piece by piece. Here, in the other hand, I've got the impact here. This is my sweet spot. This is twice longer than that one. So I'm going there, really, like straight away. I want to chop it off. Just no excuse. Just chop. And by the way, because I did chop with this one with the original corner, and without the corner, you can't compare it. That one was, it hurts me after 2-3 chops. I had the corner in my pinky, really, it was wrong. This one, no problems. Just it is there, and I'm chopping with this, and it is really great. With the last, oh sorry, I tried to do something here. Well, so this is one of the things where you don't want to have the spike here. This is hardwood, as I said, so this is not easy. Just for demonstration, the sharp edges for both sides really helps. It's not really deep, as you can see, just 5 millimeters in about. But this is hard oak. This is not, you know, this is not some, I mean pine or spruce, but even some crab wood, you know, which is maybe sometimes better to use it for, you know, we go for the board. It should be, I think, the softer wood than the stick, which should be the harder wood. So this one, you will probably not use the oak as a board for boat drilling, and this one can be the piece of wood. Just an example what the knife can do for you. Just if you've seen the Tracker T3, when I did this the hole for it, I think it was in the same material because it was on this place. Yeah, here we are. Have a look. See this? So these one are from the truckers. I don't know which one was there, but it is actually, have a look. It is the same piece of wood. Yeah, guys. This one was the one. So it is exactly the same piece of wood. I'm surprised. So sorry, Survivor Elite works better, just for the feeling, because the sharpened side works for the drill much better. As I mentioned it on that, they made it. Oh, sorry, they made it here with the tool, you know, with the tip here, which was completely dull. They said this is for bow drilling, and the tip was dull. I don't know how, you know, it will be very, very hard. Now this is nicely sharp, and if anyone will buy this just finish the job and put the nicely tip there. Forget about some tip, better for bow drilling, because it was completely dull. Mine was, but they do it in CNC, I think, so it should be like that always. And the last thing what I did not was batoning. So there is nice piece of dried oak, no crab wood. This is a serious piece of wood. I'll try this one. I'm not in the here where it was already cracked, which will be the clever way. Because of you, I want to do it here, and I will smash it here, even if they said you need to use it here, because the knife is meant for it. I always thinking that to do it here is better, even if it will destroy this batoning stick. But I'm doing just one time. That was kind of very easy, very easy. I'm still more and more surprised with the knife. We'll see, guys. There is a nut. I'll try. We'll see. I hear the wood cracking. Bark's gone off. Hey. So, what do you want to say, guys, about splitting ability of the knife? This is 4 inches oak, dried oak, longer than the knife is. So no doubt this is machine, this is brute, this can stand something. Yes, the spring steel, nothing happened. Wow, guys, so I'm really surprised, and this knife really impressed me. This is one from the best knives I ever had in my hand, and I mean all around. You know, I got, of course, knives which this one is better for this one is better for this one, yes, but this is the best all around. I'm thinking now, I think it's serious, this is outperform my truckers. Compare for the size, what it can do. That's very important, you know. So of course it will be not the better chopper than T1, for example, and it's maybe better chopper than T3, but I'm not sure. It's you know, kind of, you know, not really, depend. And there's of course the belly for skinning, you know. This is great knife, but as overall, what I can do, I go to saw, I can do some like kind of clearing bush like this one. You know, I need to chop them off, even it's not that super. I got a tip, I got the, you know, I can go the border. I got the two sides edge better for. They said incising, you know, I say stabbing or piercing maybe better. Piercing through material, leather, you need to stick leather maybe, so like emergency clothing, you know, from different materials. And for chopping, for splitting, as you can see, and even for fine, nice carving. I'm really surprised. This is one of the best knife I've ever had in my hand. Even this is length, as I said, of K-bar or something, but weight is heavier. So it is just 1.5 ounce lighter than T3 tracker. So this is well, and I just remind you, you probably can't buy this knife as a new one, maybe in second hand, or if yes, you will be lucky. So the reason I'm making this video is just you can see if someone make the knife in these shapes, you know, these or these around, you know, plus the handle, you know, the pieces, the parts of the knives, just as I spoke, for me was a bit controversial. This spike, okay, but this one is a hammer, and this one is a hammer that was really controversial for me, and I don't think it is super. Maybe just he want to put, I mean, Michael Hawke want to put there something, still something more, but I think this is kind of, you can't really use it as a hammer, you know, and that's very important. So you can maybe you can hammer, say this one, you can use this movement as a hammering to small nail, which you will definitely use, and this one, because this is not that wide, not that long, so you can't really smash this something really big, heavy, even with the sheet, because we spoke about the sheet. So it's really not that much practical. But if I leave this part, which I like the Hawke definitely, but around the Hawke, and the flat part here, but if you leave this one, only what I really miss is a little bit thicker handle. But everything in forward here surprised me. It's still for discussion for me to have this part of guard, the top one, for me not some really important, but maybe I'm not soldier, I never been there, so maybe in really bad situations this one can save your hand to slide forward, maybe, I don't know. I hope I will never test it, but normally for my survival, as I said, survival, you know, outside using is not really necessary to have it there. This one, by the way, is really great, and it's good to have it there. So this is really nice. These two lashings, maybe for making spear or something like that. I didn't make it, as you can see here, because yeah, it will be good spear, and I can do it if I want it. But I think you can imagine just make it flat there and use some paracord and simply lash it up something. I think here maybe once you can do it here. I'm not sure if you will not destroy your rope here, but definitely to do the lashing here you can do it, and it will serve as a spear if you need for hunting. Yeah, it will work. So if you know, guys, please, where to buy the bigger version, just let me know, please. I'd like to buy it. I'd like to test it. It's really, even this one is really great now in this condition as a survival knife. I'll still be happy to have, if nothing else, just machete like this, and or the bigger version. And of course, any folder, I got a Mini Aurora and or my Machina Hunter folder. All these are great for the company. This for even if you don't want to be that tired, because this is 365 grams, so still not light knife. We got folder which is in half and less weight, and this great. Mini Aurora has less than 100 grams, so nearly 4 times lighter than this one is, and it's small, you know, easy working with that. So it is good always to have something like that. Even if you got your multi-tool where it's short, usually short, sharp blade, I hope sharp, then you are done. You really don't need anything else. I'm really surprised. So remind that why I'm making this video is, if you're thinking to let someone to make knife for you, or you are knife maker, so what these things around can make for you, and what maybe you won't think, oh, I'd like to have this on my knife because I seen the guy on the video which used this one in this way, and simply it works or it doesn't. And that's the way why I made this video. If you are lucky to buy this knife and you want some really surprisingly good survival knife, and let's say all around, I'm not sure about food prep, maybe I will mention it somewhere in some video later, but I'm not sure there. But all other tasks, I said yes, go for it. This one is really worth the money. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice time and see you next time. Bye.